the reduction of the total cost of ownership of the existing landscape is of primary importance of CIOs, because there's a need to identify or find sources to fund innovation by, for example, reducing the current operational spend. So now let's see how the EA Assistant can help exactly with that question. And I will put here a bit more specific prompt in it and say, I want to reduce the TCO of my application landscape by 10%. What is your recommendation and insight? So let's run this prompt and see what the AI assistant is actually recommending. I'm operating here on a demo environment where I have maintained some TCO data. Otherwise, we would not find any details or information. That's something like a prerequisite. But once you have that in place, it would give you some recommendations. So first, it's identified as a broad question here. So asking to dive a little bit deeper, get more context around it. And you see we have here different proposals. So how the analysis should be done. Is it more an application, redundancy and rationalization level, or technology risk and end of life? So that's more coming from a risk perspective. Or do you want to have here the full landscape analysis? So let me choose here the application, redundancy and rationalization and submit this context here so that the EA assistant can now go deeper in bringing that perspective into the whole picture. So what it will do now is analyze the workspace, understands the information which is in there. So in terms of the total cost of ownership for the applications, you see it here, the different activities which are now getting performed. You also saw that the meta model was retrieved. So if you have extensions in there, also this will be considered. Now we're reading here information around time classification, functional fit, business criticality, but of course TCO cost, because that was of primary importance. But there must be some criteria based on which a recommendation can actually take place. So meaning if there's a low functional fit, is maybe more candidate for rationalization than others. You see, I even get here now a TCO by time classification of the different active applications in my portfolio. I see there are a couple of them identified as tolerate and eliminate. There's now even a breakdown on the individual applications in terms of eliminate and tolerate, and you also see the numbers behind it. Now we get even a summary of the findings. I will just quickly go back once everything is built up, that you can get a little bit further detailed insight of what was extracted here. Again, this is a workspace, a demo workspace, which I've created. So we have some TCO data in there. There's maybe the one or the other initiative which was already addressed, but there might be new recommendations coming up with the help of the EA assistant. So let me quickly scroll up here, and there is a kind of an overall summary. So we have 62 applications in the workspace. 38 of them are now maintained with TCO data. You see, this is the total landscape cost is around 7 million. That means 700,000 to be reduced. That's the target. And now I get some proposals. So priority 1, I should concentrate on the eliminate cases. So we would like to decommission these candidates. They normally have poor functional fit, low insufficient business support, or not covered by the S4 migration yet. So that's something which was considered here in the analysis. And you see that like 10 of them which are classified. You see also the TCO cost, the quite more local solution which we are operating. And now we also get here some insights which we can further follow up. Also some recommendations what we could do in order to target that reduction of the 10%. So here it also considers that if the S1 goes live, that we have already 500,000 alone. Then we see a second priority, tolerate, so rationalize or replace. Another bunch of applications, more now with unreasonable, insufficient functional fit. Again here combined TCO 770,000. And there are also some key insights, so which gives us opportunity to act upon. And then the recommendation. So that we go here in different waves. You see here some retirements of local applications. We have here also forecasting redundancy, so we could reduce here the number of applications, but also some shadow tools which we might reduce. So this is another savings here. And we could even exceed here our target. There's then our S4 migration synergy, which is considered. And at the end, you get also kind of a insights of what you can do with some, let's say, recommendation of what to do next. You see here, I could now also filter the inventory, maybe create some architecture decisions, or also bring this more end-of-life perspective into the picture. For today, I will stop the recording here just to give you an impression of what is the art of the possible. Of course, there must be some data in the workspace, but you see the EA Assistant is workspace aware, can retrieve all the information from the meta model if it's also customized by you, and then also bring that into the context of the TCO discussion, taking specific criteria like time dimension, business criticality, functional technical fit into account, and come up with a quite, I would say, realistic recommendation. Thanks for listening, and please stay tuned.